Yes.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much for taking time to join the wisdom session. It is very important that right after the meditation, we have some type of knowledge, right? And what can it be told about the knowledge that has the highest power, which is truth, right? What prevails is truth prevails. What has power? Truth has the power. How do I run life? You have to be truthful to yourself. There are so many things that we talk about and we hear about. I'm echoing myself. We echo about yourself, ourselves, and we know about ourselves. But when it comes to the practices, we don't see that fruitful. We see that we are not in line with the energies, with the systemic process, and the way we have our lives going. Every one of us have our own challenges, and the fact of that matter is we bring challenges to our own life. We bring challenges for learning. And in all honesty, how many of us will accept that, yes, I am ready to go through this challenge and learn out of it because I brought it. I am the one who brought this challenge. So it requires a lot of courage, a lot of understanding, and a lot of bigger, living in the bigger picture for us to be able to live through the dream of truth, live through the life of truth, right? That's why we have to become a truth seeker. Only when we become the truth seeker, we allow ourselves to go inward. When we go inward, we start to understand the purpose of life. We start to understand who we are, why things are happening to us, what is this life meant to do, whether it is for the family, for the society, or for our own soul's upliftment or soul's evolution. What am I here for? So, what we are talking is the culmination and an ultimate knowledge of all the masters. That is what PSSM society is all about. The society, what Patriji has established 40 years ago or 30 years ago, is not for everyone to come and talk about their own way of living or their own experiences. It is all about talking and living by the code of truth. Everyone has experienced truth in their own perspective. The question is, do we have so many truths? Or truth is one? We all know truth is only one. There is only one truth. There are no multiple truths. Then how come everybody is experiencing truth in their own way? It is because everyone's mind has their own perception. Everyone's mind is unique. Everyone's life is unique. Everyone's body is unique. And when you go into the deeper state, everyone's meditation experiences are unique. So, because of that, everyone will have their own way of looking at truth. Some are closer to truth, some are farther from truth, some are totally untruth, but their experience is that's truth, right? We do guided meditations, we do light meditations, we do music meditations, we do lot of different meditations. But are all these truth? Are all these lead me into the state of truth or state of being, what I am? That's the question that each of us have to ask ourselves. So the core teachings of what meditation, Dhyana Tattva, is all about is what we have to understand. Every one of us here sits in meditation every single day. But what is happening in meditation is the fundamental question. When meditation is meant to be happening, then why am I experiencing? Why am I experiencing things? When it is supposed to happen, why is that there is some kind of touch from my side? Because my mind believes that that experience is happening to me. I am the one experiencing that experience. But nowhere you are trying to challenge that experience to say that who is the one that is experiencing this, right? So When we connect with our breath, right, what happens? I want to make it more interactive today. Anyone would like to say what happens when you connect with your breath? Anyone?
Thoughts reduces, number of thoughts are less,
Thoughts reduces. Okay.
and we get into void situation ultimately.
Yes, that is the state, right? When you start to observe your breath, what happens? Your mind becomes still, right?
Yeah.
That leads you into the awareness, the state of awareness, right? So whenever I am with the breath, right, what is happening, right? Where is breath happening? Breath is always happening in the state of now, in the state of presence. When you are observing your breath in the state of presence, what it anchors is your awareness. You are in the absolute awareness. So what happens as you keep observing your breath, as you have dissolved yourself with the breath? So what is the outcome? If you ask, hey, what is the one thing that I am getting? I know we get clarity, I know we get energies and all that, but what is the one thing that I can use that comes out of my meditation? The answer is awareness, right? It is for that awareness you are trying to get into meditation. Why do I need to be in the state of awareness? What is the purpose of being aware? Anyone? Why should I be in awareness?
Because that is my nature.
That is your nature. Okay, more.
To understand truth, because if you are aware what's happening, you can understand it's happening with your body.
So when you are in the state of awareness, you know what is right and what is not right. You are in absolute clarity, right, of what is happening to you in that very moment. What type of thought you have got, what type of emotion you are carrying, what type of words you are spitting out, and what type of actions you are taking. You are in full control of it. When I say control, you are in the awareness of it. So what awareness allows you to do is you cannot go wrong when you are aware, because you are aware. So there is no wrongdoing. Everything will be right doing. Right ears speaking, right ears talking, right ears doing, right ears thinking, right ears feeling. All right ears. Why? Because you are in that awareness. So when I start to sit in meditation, especially in silence, with nothing around me, only with my breath, what happens? You develop that awareness. You get that awareness. And with that awareness, when you are outside, you are able to really see through things. You are able to distinguish between things as to how to look at it. That's where you don't react, you respond. That's where there is no chaos. You're always in, in a calm state, right? There is no lower vibrative states like fear, guilt. All of those things are, you are in the higher vibrative state of love. The more aware you are, the greater your state of being. So this is the concept, right? That's why it is important we understand when I am sitting in meditation what is going on. Because when we understand, it is the awareness that is everything. Everything is awareness. There is nothing else, right? What is the purpose of meditation? Is meditation purpose is not for me to control thoughts, right? Is it for us to control thoughts? No. You are supposed to watch the thoughts. Watch, just witness them. Why I have to witness? When you witness the thought, the power of the mind comes down. Witnessing dissolves the power of the mind. It is very important we understand this. As long as you are distancing yourself between your thoughts and you. That is what is called self-inquiry. Inquiry is all about that, right? So if I take an analogy of it, simple example, the sky, the clouds you see are the thoughts. The sky is the awareness. Sky always remains clear. The clouds come and go. Similarly, your awareness is always there. In that awareness, you are getting these clouds like thoughts. The more you go into, the more you try to control. And the fact that you are saying that I want to control my thoughts or I wanted to empty my mind is also a thought, isn't it? It is also a thought in that state when you are sitting in meditation. You're saying that. That's why, when you sit in meditation, you have to sit with nothing. Because you cannot say that I want this, I want that. Then your mind is acting. When your mind is acting, you are not in that state of awareness that you have to be, that you are meant to be. And Patriji's knowledge, right? If you look at it, any spiritual like Nisargadatta Maharaj or Ramana Maharshi, Bhagavans, any of the enlightened masters, what they're teaching us is you're not supposed to use your mind power, you are supposed to use your soul power. How can I use my soul power? If I go beyond the state of mind, I can use my soul power. Otherwise, I'm stuck in the soul, in my mind. That's why even in our 18 principles, guiding principles, the first thing is right meditation. Do the right meditation. There are so many meditations out there, but there is only one meditation that takes you beyond the state of mind, which can help you to get the energy what you need to run your day or your life. That is soul energy. If we are thinking that, okay, my power of my mind, I'm able to run this world, or power of my mind, I'm able to do that, then my mind is also going away in my deeper state of sleep, right? So when we start to bring this knowledge into our discussions, right, to understand at a deeper level what is the science of meditation, why am I doing it, why is this called right meditation, why Anapanasati is called right meditation, then we start to understand the deeper depths of it. It is meant you to take into that soul consciousness. Only when you hold on to that righteous process. If you flip here and there, then you're gone. So the concept is very simple. What Buddha preached about, what Patriji talked about, what all the Eastern masters like Lord Krishna, and Patanjali Maharshi, even, the lot of yogis, Yogi Vemana, Brahmendra Swami, a lot of the Esther grandmasters have talked about this breath meditation as a way to go and become one with your own self. Right? Now, if I sit in meditation, I bring my intentions. If I sit in meditation, I ask for something for my health. I ask for something. I need this, I need that, right? Are these actually as part of meditation? They are not. The right meditation does not have anything like I need to do sankalpa. Sankalpa meditation is different. Anapanasati is different. Anapanasati means sitting and observing your breath. That's it. There is no using of mind to ask sankalpa, saying that I want this, I want that. There is a way of doing it, yes. There are so many different ways, sankalpa dhyana is also there, manifestation, visualization. Yes, there are techniques everywhere out there. But I think where we are getting probably carried away is what is the right meditation. Buddha never had this anapanasati with intention, right? It happened naturally for him. He never visualized anything, right? Did he? No. So when we try to understand this concept of what I am trying to get at, and is this concept is absolutely clear, for me, then I am in that path. Only when you are in that path, you reach the destination. It is very, very, very clear. If you flip here and there, you are out of the path. Because if I want truth and truth alone, then you have to be in this path of observing, witnessing, not doing, not asking for things that are outside of the state of meditation. Meditation has got the power to give you everything. It can solve the problems. It can give you, you can manifest things for yourself. You can do a lot of things in your life. You can visualize it and all that. The power of mind has nothing to do with the state of soul. That's a different concept. This is a different concept. And Anapanasati, the right meditation, what we are doing is for that one thing alone, that is awareness. Only in that state of awareness, you are in absolute in charge. You are in charge. How am I be able to stay mindful? When you are aware. You practice mindfulness, right? Outside of meditation, we practice mindfulness. Why am I practicing mindfulness? It's a simple thing, right? What is happening for me? Why is meditation complement to mindfulness? Is in meditation, the dimension of now is open. Now the present moment is open because I'm with the breath all the time with the breath. I'm getting practiced myself to have my mind connected with the breath all the time. Breath is in the present moment happening. So if I practice more and more, naturally it will help me to be more mindful outside of meditation. And where is that helping me? If I am mindful, I am not wasting my energy. My thoughts, wherever my attention goes, my energy goes. So my attention is always in the present moment. Then there is no wastage of my energy going into the past and the future, which again brings me either fear or worry, right? So if I'm trying to bring that kind of structure to my life, then what I need to do is I need to know what is the right way of meditating. Very, very important. And this subject is not that, it is not like a complex subject. The subject is very simple. The science of meditation, the science of Anapanasati is a very, very simple subject, which is what Patanjali talks about, Sukhamaya Pranayama. Same concept, right? It's very simple, but it becomes complex when you try to bring things into it, when you try to attach, actions, or attach your intentions, attach your own things to that meditation, saying that, okay, meditation can give me this, can give me that. Meditation is anywhere saying that meditation is done for health. The byproduct of meditation is health. Byproduct. That's not the reason why you meditate, but yes, you will get health as a byproduct. But if I'm just doing meditation just for my health, then you are missing the point. The point is not for health. The point is for you to get into the state of truth. Why? You have truth. You are what you are looking for. When you will know that you are the God who is running around. The one who is searching for God is the God. When will I have experience? When I always distract myself with intentions, with problems, with all the lively day-to-day things that are happening in my life, instead of trying to be brave to attempt it, to understand, I'm trying to get away from them, and I'm using my very, very precious energy to solve something that can be solved in seconds with your knowledge. Right? If I'm sitting for 41 days and I'm doing intention meditation saying that I need this, you have used 41 days of your energy to just manifest that one thing. Not even knowing whether that is part of your life design, whether that is something you are inclined to get, or is it even going to help you in your life progress? Because we don't know the purpose, right? So what happens is we are just doing meditation and coming out and then doing all the things. So as much as I'm actually getting energies in my meditation, I also have to have a process that can retain my energies. That is mindfulness. When I don't go into the past, I'm not leaking the energy. When I don't go too much into the future, I'm not leaking the energies. So I'm conserving what I have got in meditation. They complement each other. That's why it's very, very, very important. The practice of mindfulness is very important because it helps you to retain the energies that you have brought in yourself by spending hours and hours and hours and hours of meditation. And you want to use that for right purpose, the highest purpose, right? So in this process also, right, the next thing what we talk about is silence. Why silence? Silence heals. Inner silence restore balance, health, clarity. It does automatically. All of this happens naturally. So if I am not expecting anything, sitting in meditation, I'm not saying that I want truth. I'm not saying that I need this, I need that. I'm not listening to anything. I'm just with my breath. Just with my breath. That's it. So Patriji said, hey, when you are observing your breath, the first thing that happens is relaxation of the body. It will help you to quieten your mind. The chattering of the mind will quieten. And slowly you're awakening your spirit, which means that you are emptying your mind and going to the state of soul consciousness, the inner silence, right? The body starts to heal when the mind is quiet. Simple mantra. Because the cosmic energy will start to enter when your mind is quiet, empty. The moment cosmic energy enters, it knows where to go and what to do. It will take care of all those things, even without you asking. It will take care of your health. It will take care of your clarity. It will give you clarity and it will give you that inner balance, what you're looking for. So silence helps. So what I'm trying to achieve at by sitting in meditation is I'm not expecting that I need to be this, I need to be this. I'm just there to be a witness. Let everything happen, everything unfold in front of me. If I am able to be patient enough, then yes, you will have very good, profound experiences. You may have masters coming in, you may have so many different things going on in meditation. Everybody has got their own unique experiences that come in. But what am I to do with experiences? That is not the reason why I'm sitting here. All experiences are mind-centered. Some are body-centered, but most of them are mind-centered. I'm not the mind. I'm the soul. So sit comfortably. Become a witness to your activity of mind, activity of your body, activity of your pranic system, everything, whatever is happening, and let yourself settle in that state of being. That inner silence. That's the most important thing. When we go into that inner silence, then we understand the value of meditation. Up until that time, we may probably be talking about it, but all the talk is happening at a mind level. But once you get into that inner state, you will start to the deeper state of being. You start to realize there is much more. Meditation is much more. It is not for my emotional balance. It is not for my bodily, headaches or pains or anything like that. It is not for me to kind of get any intentions or manifestation, visualization. It is beyond, to realize who I am. That's why, Patriji says in our 18 principles, no chanting, no mantra, just breath. If I'm doing anything other than the breath, I am using my mind. So what is happening to every every single attempt of you sitting in meditation is you're getting distracted. We should not be distracted. We should have that knowledge, the fundamental knowledge of meditation, and say that, okay, why am I looking for truth? Anyone? Why do I need truth? Why? Why do I need to sit in silence and go into that state of truth? What am I getting out of it?
To know who I am.
What is it?
To know who I am.
To know who you are. Okay. Okay. So who you are?
That I'm the soul.
You are the soul, yes. But what does it mean to you? Okay, you are the soul. So what does it mean to you?
So as I forgot, sitting in meditation in silence allows me to remember or get that awareness of who I am.
Okay, you are in the awareness. You brought back your knowledge that yes, you are soul. So what happens?
I'm free from the the worldly. I'm free from the bondage, the worldly possessions, and yeah, I get free.
Maybe the purpose
Free
of the
from
life,
attachments.
Purpose?
of the life, why we
Purpose
were.
of the life? Yeah, okay. Is that all? Purpose of the life is nothing to do with truth, right? Experience Brahman. Yes, I mean that's the thing. But what do I get out of it? Why do I need to experience Brahman? So always, as truth seekers, we should never forget, why am I seeking the truth? We are seeking the truth to get to the state of no suffering state, number one, which also means peace, happiness, the permanent peace and infinite happiness. It is continuous. It is the happiness, what we are talking here is not coming and going. The peace that you are talking about is not coming and going. You are in that piece of ocean. You are in that infinite bliss, you call, with no suffering whatsoever. Even the body is dying. You are in that peace and happiness. No suffering whatsoever. That is the reason why we are supposed to get to that state of truth, the truth. If I don't get into the truth, what happens? Suffering continues. There is no peace, there is no happiness. Whatever my mind is interpreting today as peace and happiness is all temporary. They come and they go. But there is a permanent peace, permanent happiness within you that you can experience. And without suffering, the beauty of it is without suffering. And that is truth. That is why I am a truth seeker. I want that permanent state of peace and happiness without suffering for the eternity. Since truth is eternal, you are eternal. How does the truth come to you? The healing has to happen. Transformation has to be there. You have to master certain things of aspects. There is a mastery that you need to gain. When I distract myself by bringing lot of things, I heard about an experience, I want that experience, now you have another 41 days gone. And then you come back and you heard someone else say something, and then you are again back. And then you did for 21 days, and again somebody told you something else, and then you are back on track and you're doing something else. I want astral travel, I want third eye, nothing wrong with them, but you have to understand, in the context of truth, they are non-existent. Because you can do astral travel for eternity, but that is not going to take you out of your suffering. Does it? It is only the wisdom of truth. When you are in that state of truth, you are experiencing the truth, you are out of suffering. As long as we have a fear of death, you are not enlightened. Patriji said, even for 1 second you are suffering, have sorrow, then you are not enlightened. Why is that? Statement so profound. Because enlightened masters have no suffering, because they are in the state of truthhood. They are living that. What does it mean? The transformation in meditation is you're not looking for any miracles, you're not looking for any siddhis, you're not looking for any desired manifestations, you're not looking for any kind of intentions like health or anything like that, healing, but it is all about your inner awakening. You are connecting to your being and be in that state. So when you are in the transformation mode, you are not looking for any external dependencies or external validations. Instead, you are developing your confidence internally. So when you are in the truth, you are going more deeper inside of you than going outside. Exactly opposite. If I don't want that truth, then what happens is my life is on and off, on and off, on and off. When I am very consciously looking at things, in this very moment, I'll say that I am in the present here and now moment. I talk about things, but the next moment, I may be lost, right? In that moment, my mind may be somewhere else, my body is somewhere else. I may be going through some suffering. My awareness is not even there with me. I'm not consciously aware. But when you understand you are the soul consciousness, and that consciousness is everywhere else, and you experience it, then you start to bring everything together. You are living in that big picture. You're not living in the shadow, narrow lives. When we say shadow, narrow life, we are creating all the phobia for ourselves, right? Our lives is all illusions. We all know about it. We talk theoretically, hey, my life is an illusion. Your life is an illusion. But in case of truth, there is nothing like illusion. Everything is happening in that moment, and you are living that moment. A truth seeker will never run away from life. They embrace life, because only through life there is learning. If I understand that big picture, I'll take every challenge as, yes, bring it to me. I want to face it. I want to work with the challenge, to learn from it, so that this challenge is gone from my system, because my soul is growing. So if I don't have that, that is truth. That is living in truth, right? Understanding that you are a soul and trying to see how my soul can evolve in the fastest way, and helping your soul to evolve, where you are taking all the challenges. The more challenges you take, the greater your growth, the soul growth. So if I try to bring that concept into my life, how is it possible without having some kind of inner awakening, right? How is it possible? Right? There has to be some type of practice that you have to inculcate in your lives, in all our lives, to make sure that you are bringing that practice again and again, and the technique that you are choosing to go into that state has to give you that experience of peace, that happiness, and that non-suffering. Then only you will be able to stick to it, right? If it comes and goes, then you don't feel it. That's why there is a very consistent way that you have to meditate. That's why, in Patriji say meditation, you have to do long and deep meditation until you get there. Once you get there, you're fine. You have reached it and you experienced it, because you will be wanting that experience again and again. You will go back. But initially, you have to put efforts to get there. That's why patience is a must. Patience is a must. If my meditation is not transformative, there is no point in sitting meditation. The shift happens when I am trying to heal myself internally with the inner silence. Right? When I'm in the inner silence, my mind is calm, quiet, and eventually empty. What happens? The energies pour through me, the cosmic energies, which will heal me no matter what. At that point, after that healing happens, is when the transformation kicks in, where you are able to shift. The inner awakening will start to shift, which will help you to understand things better way. Now you are not in a mode where you are with lack, you are in a mode where you are with abundance. Right? That will lead you into the state of realization, right? Liberation. You are no longer attached to the karmic bonds of life. Instead, every karmic bond that is coming your way, you are looking at it, you are learning from it, you are going above. So the true purpose of meditation is that. So for that to happen, I need to create a consistency, right? Daily meditation to strengthen my awareness. Everyone have to bring that habit, whatever, whether you call it habit, practice, routine, ritual, you have to meditate every single day to make sure that your emotional patterns are dissolved, your sleep cycles are reduced, you are getting into that habit of getting, into that higher state of being. So the more and more we try to bring this knowledge, the greater our experience in meditation is. At any given point of time, when you are closing your eyes and sitting, you cannot be forgetting why you are sitting. You are seeing, see, what is happening is, all of us know that we want to be in the state of truth, right? Everyone wants no suffering state. Right? Everyone wants to be in peace and happiness. You sit for that purpose, you close your eyes, you go into the meditation, your mind plays a trick with you. It shows you a beautiful vision. It gives you a beautiful experience. You are lost. You are lost with that experience. Truth is long gone. Peace is gone. Happiness is gone. Everything is gone. You are with that vision for hours. So at any given point of time, you should remember that why am I here? Am I here for this mind play, or am I here to go deeper, to know who I am? So one of the other aspects which has got a direct influence into meditation is the food. What you eat is very, very important, because what you eat is what your mind, right? So that's why you have to be conscious on your intake. Ekabhukto Mahayogi, they say, right? One time eating, maybe 2 times eating, that's it. Make sure you know how much you are eating, what you are eating, when you are eating. Tasmat annamayam manaha. What you eat is your mind. You are trying to dissolve, you're trying to basically empty your mind. So you want to make sure, obviously, the mind has to be weak. How do I make my mind weak? By not feeding it too much. By feeding the right things, my mind won't be active. Right? What happens if I'm eating some food that is not in the right to your spirit is you create the gunas, right? Rajo guna, tamo guna. Tamo gun, rajo gun. If you bring into you, your mind is agitated. An agitated mind cannot go into meditation. It will not let you. It will take you outside. That's why we avoid garlic, we avoid a lot of things, because it agitates mind. So the more you bring this knowledge to yourself, you start to realize that, okay, I need to be a complete, person to, I have to look at my habits. I have to look at my 360 to understand what are the things that I am bringing to myself that is helping me to get there or not helping me to go there. When you start to realize, that is become more aware. You are aware now, right? What am I feeding? What am I eating? When am I eating? Because you understand now that it is the mind that is playing the trick with me, and I need to find a way to make my mind weak, at least in the meditation, right? Or calm, or quiet, or empty. Whatever the goal is, to go beyond the state of mind, you have to stop feeding your mind. You cannot keep pushing, or powering your mind and expect that the mind will be, not acting in the meditation. It's other way around. The more you feed your mind, the greater it's going to be. It becomes more complex for you to get to the meditative state. It's not easy, because if mind is powerful, it is not going to let you go there. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yuktahara viharascha, Yukta chestasya karmasu, Yukta swapnava bodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. Yuktahara viharascha. Very important. So I am doing it no matter what. I'm sitting in meditation. My only aim is to be in that state of truth. I want that experience. Who I am. Who am I? I've heard from masters. I've read in the scriptures. I've listened to so many experiences. But now I want to experience this. I want to be in that state. How do I do that? By you going into that state. And the most important thing that we have to start to bring to our life is, it is my thoughts that create my reality. Isn't it? Every one of us will say that, okay, wherever my attention goes, my energy goes, it is my thoughts that is creating the reality, right? Thoughts govern the energy governs the reality. We talk about all these things, but when you bring that as implementation to one's own life, we are lost. Right? So how do I make sure that I'm controlling thoughts? We are in the position where you talk about, hey, I want to only get positive thoughts. I don't want negative thoughts. That is again, wrong concept, right? If you are in that awareness, you are not letting the negative thoughts take over you. Because the goal is for us to be aware, so that you direct which way it want to go, instead of you saying that, I need that. Because thoughts are coming from your samskaras, past lives. You don't have control on that. They come spontaneously, things happen. Only thing you can do is, you can decide whether you want to go into the thought and dwell through it, or you want it to stay as a witness and come out of it. If I am able to stop any thought at the start of the thought, then I'm not getting anything beyond that. There is no emotion, there is no feeling, there is no doing, there is no being. But if I allow the thought to come and I go into the thought, I use my mind to imagine things. Now I create, with that imagination, I create an emotion. And the moment that emotion comes, there is karmic bond that I just created through the thought. And that comes to my life. Right? So it is also important that we understand how our thoughts govern our reality, right? Because this is again higher knowledge that you gain as you are more aware. That's why awareness is the most important thing. And then the other beautiful thing that happens in meditation is you are connected to your higher self. We talk about intuition, right? My mind, my soul is guiding me. You have that feeling that, hey, I have something that's telling me that, it's a gut feeling, or sixth sense, whatever we call it. You start to hear more of that when you are in that silence. You have to allow yourself to be in that silence. So the more and more we practice the right way of meditation, the deeper our experiences are going to be. All we have to do is we have to be patient. You have to inculcate that habit of patience. Nothing happens overnight. There are no accidents in spirituality. There is no luck in spirituality. Everything you have to earn and you have to deserve. That means that you have to put your effort into it. Again, no shortcuts either. I want to go from step 1 to step 100. If somebody puts a hand on my head, I might be able to get there. Nothing like that will happen in spirituality. Spirituality is believing in yourself. That's it, spirituality. There's nothing else there. You have that absolute confidence that anything can be achieved because you are God. There is no external help or influence. You know inside, deep in you, that you are God. When you are God, who are you looking for? You're not looking for anybody. You're just franchising your right to make things the way they need to be. So that realization, that is what realization is all about. And for that realization is why we do meditation. So when I want to become in that state, there is no effort from my side, right? Effort becomes effortless. I surrender to that completely, because I want that. I am that. How does the progress happen is when your effort becomes effortless. That's why surrendering yourself, knowing and having this knowledge will help us to go into that state very fast. And ultimately, it gives you compassion. It gives you the love. Love, know thyself, love everyone. All these things are coming from that. That compassion comes naturally to you. You're not acting anymore. It's just happening. When the mind becomes silent, your heart opens naturally. It just happens. That's it. So the more we bring this kind of thought process, this kind of the science of like understanding the science of meditation and how Buddha got it, how the grand masters were talking about it, right? If I am able to listen to this wisdom, understand these concepts much better, right? Then it allows you to go deeper and you cannot go wrong. When you are with this knowledge, because you will start to understand that there is nothing called wrong. There is no right or wrong. There is no like or dislike. This is all mind game. When you become soul conscious, you don't see anything wrong, right, like, dislike, problem. I'm enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it. All that duality is gone. When you have gone that phase of duality, you are living in that state of truth. That's it. That's the purpose. That's when compassion comes to you naturally. You are loving everyone because you see everybody as you. I am serving myself. Who am I serving? I'm not serving anyone else. Why Seva becomes a natural thing for us is because when you are in that state, you are serving your own self. You're not serving others. It is not like you can skip. It is not like you cannot skip. Your heart is so centered that you won't be able to skip Seva. You will find opportunities to do Seva because you understand that Seva is for your own self. There is no second person there. It is all one consciousness, oneness. And that is the real oneness that we get it. So the more we try to bring this, that's why it is very important we understand we have the right knowledge. That's why you need to read right books. You need to tap onto the right masters, grandmasters knowledge. And it takes cycles of effort for us to get there. Everyone. It takes cycles of effort. Whether it is your individual practice, you have to be patient. You have to be doing practice for 100 days, 200 days, 300, doesn't matter. Until you get that experience, number one. Number two, the most important is you have to read books. You have to get the knowledge. You cannot be distracted with a fictitious knowledge, with somebody saying something and then saying that, okay, let me go try that for 15 days and then say that, okay, it's not working, now come back and then do this again and then go back and do that again, there is no fun in it, there is no growth in it. Any questions? We're almost up on the time, but any questions? This discussion is very important, masters, for all of us to understand what's the right thing to do. Any questions is fine. It doesn't matter whether it is this subject or anything that you have doubt on your own practice, anything. No questions? All right. Then I think we'll take a break here. No questions then. But remember the concept of meditation. Remember why we are doing meditation. Understand the science behind meditation. And make sure we are working towards that one thing and one thing alone, truth. All right. Gratitude, masters. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. And tomorrow we are having this event for this Janmotsav at Fairfax Center. So please do join us if you are locally available here. It would be wonderful to see you all there. We will probably have virtual also. So if you are able to join virtually, please do join us as well. Right? Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.